Hey guys, Ash Lane here, coming at you today playing some Clash Royale. Today we're going to play the same type of deck, but we're going to try Freeze Spell and then we're going to try Rage Spell. Kind of see what card has the best synergy with the deck that we've got going right now. So you'll see I have the Skeleton, the Tombstone. This is my favorite card lately. I'm going to make it a Super Skeleton deck. And we'll add in the Skeleton Army as well. So now we have the Skeleton Army, the Witch, and the Tombstone, and the Skeletons. So 4 of our cards are Skeleton Spawners. Let's go ahead and add something else as well. What I want to try to do with this deck is kind of swarm the enemy. So I want to totally overwhelm them with troops. That will be the idea. And then I'll use the Freeze Spell once I finally get to their tower. I'm going to use the Giant as kind of a big meat shield, and then all the rest of the troops will come in behind him, hopefully overwhelming the enemy's towers. So that's going to be the game plan. Let's add in some of these new level 9 minions as well. Where do I want to add them in? For the Hog, I guess. Because this is going to be the Swarm deck, so we don't need the Hog. We're just going to do the Witch and the Wizard behind that Giant. So let's go ahead and search for an enemy. Like I said, that's going to be the game plan. We're going to try to kind of slow play it, make sure we have the elixir advantage, and then try to totally swarm his tower. Let's see what we get for an enemy here. This guy is... Okay, let's go ahead and see what we got here against this guy. I kind of want to see what he's going to do first, but I might just drop the Goblin Hut first. Okay, he has a dragon coming in. Doesn't really scare me, the baby dragon in the right-hand lane. Depends on what he adds to that, though. That's what will scare me or not. Oh, the Expo! I hate the Expo! Alright, gonna drop the Giant immediately, but he's dropping Barbarians, so he has the Dragon followed by the Barbarians and Expo. I have the minion counter here, but he's done a lot of damage to my tower. Boy, that was a rough start for me. Let's see if he has arrows here. Using the Skeleton Army. Trying to bait him if he has arrows. I want to see what he has in his deck there. I'm going to have to protect that right tower a bit. Don't really want to do that, but I'm trying to get something going on over here on the left-hand side. Dropping the Witch behind these 2 towers. His Wizard just got a few shots into my right tower. Ah, geez, this is not the start we wanted here. I'm going to put the Wizard down behind the Witch. Hopefully we'll overwhelm this left tower here. He has a dragon coming in. We'll give him that tower. Let's try to take his left tower. I'm gonna just get it there. He got mine, so we traded towers, but you know what? I was behind before that, so I'll take that. Let's start a new Hut Tombstone combo on the right-hand side here. So now we have the Tombstone in the Hut. Let's see if we can make this swarm tactic actually work here. I need some more elixir right now. I'm assuming he has more than I do. So let's see what happens here. So just going to let it build up a bit here. And then we're going to drop the Giant. And then hopefully we'll drop the Witch and some swarming troops behind him. So here's the Giant. He hasn't come at me yet. I'm going to drop the Witch. Expo, that's a little too far away, I think, to hit my tower. I'm going to Skeleton Army it just in case. It should at least take a few hit points off that Expo there. So let's go ahead. You can see my swarm starting to be effective here. I'm rage. Oh, I was going to rage it, but then Barbarians, so I'm not going to rage it. Excuse me, freeze it. He has arrows. That was a well-placed arrow there. And that Expo is really frustrating me over there in the right-hand lane. He has a Prince now and a Wizard. I'm going to drop the minions, going to drop the Goblins, going to drop, I have the Giant down, Goblin Hut, Witch. I don't feel too confident about this match, guys. Let's see what we can do here. Come on. Okay, here it is. Wizard, Witch, Giant. Do you see that Giant? He just took a total U-turn there. This Expo is really bothering me here. Sudden death time. So now I have what I want going on over here in the left lane, but unfortunately I froze a little bit late there. Ah, jeez. All right, just going to keep spamming in troops here. Witch on the board. Barbarians really frustrating things right now. My Giant just died. Prince is now on the board. Now I'm going to have to play some defense here. I'm going to Tombstone it. And then I have plenty of elixir here, but there's not the cards I want to mount the offense that I need here. Gonna try to get a giant on the board again, but Barbarians counters that pretty well here. This is a pretty even match. His deck counters mine pretty well, and mine does the same to him. I want to get something going in the right-hand lane, but I dropped that hog, so I can't even put a fast-moving troop in the right. Arrows at me. He has that expo. 10 seconds left on the clock. I'm gonna drop the giant, but at this point, it's just going to be a draw, unfortunately. So what we're going to do is take out that freeze card. Because you know what? The freeze card doesn't work that well. Or it's not to say that it doesn't work that well, but it doesn't work as well if you have the... I'm going to put the... I almost forgot to put the rage in. I'm going to put the rage in instead of the freeze. So the freeze works really well if you have a balloon or a hogs coming in or those type of combinations. But when you don't have those lethal fast-moving combinations, the freeze isn't as effective. Let's see if we have better luck with the rage spell. So we have a match. Okay, let's see what we got here, Monster Shack. So I have the witch and the wizard and the minion and the rage. Gonna just start things off with a witch here. Now, I realized by putting the witch... Okay, balloon coming at me. I realized that if he has a lightning spell, he might use it now. I'm gonna put the wizard down. He's probably gonna freeze it, but I'm gonna use some minions. Minions are really good against balloons. Minions are great to have in the deck. Even if you don't have a minion horde, minions only cost 3 elixir. So now I'm gonna rage. I'm gonna rage it right here. All these skeletons and minions going against that tower. Look at how much damage they're doing on the rage. Wow. Wow. See what I'm talking about earlier? Is that all I had was a few skeletons, a couple minions, and a wizard. And on the rage, they took down that tower, even with the giant skeleton there, really quickly. And this guy has a lot of cups. He's a decent player, it appears. So that was a good opening move by me. I like this rage spell with this deck. See, this is what I mean. Like, you have to find a deck, and you can't just stick with the same deck. You got to keep switching things up. Oh, Goblin Barrel, Skeleton Army. That will counter that just fine. Yeah, you got to keep switching things up. It would have been easy to stay with that freeze spell and try to kind of stick the square peg into the round hole there. But to be honest with you, the rage, that worked out much better than the freeze would have in that scenario. So we're going to go ahead. He's going to freeze me again, but I have a lot of troops on the ground. Am I going to be able to get that? Yes. Okay, he got my tower down. So now, let's see if I can take out his king tower using the same type of strategy. I'm putting the wizard down behind the giant there. Now, I have the rage up, but not as many troops as I'd like. I'm going to drop the witch. So I'm going to drop the witch. Look at this giant, pushing the giant skeleton back. That's actually really useful. It protects my troops. Now it's going to be rage time. Am I going to be able to get this king tower down here? Oh, boy. Let's see. Time will tell. He has a minion horde. Ooh, I'm going to get him. Oh, no. 28 hit points, and I don't even have arrows. Oh, boy. It's going to be time to go all out on this king tower. I don't have anything. I don't have a goblin barrel. I don't have arrows. Oops, tombstone misplaced. It's okay, though. I'm going to go ahead and drop a goblin hut to do anything to stop this balloon. I don't want him to do too much damage to my right-hand tower, but I do think that I can probably just skeleton, rage, I'll giant, skeleton, and then rage, and we should definitely get, who cares about the goblin barrel, we should get this king tower down. And there it is. Nice. All right, so there. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and I hope you learned that Rage can actually be a useful spell, especially in decks like this when you have this whole swarm tactic. If you can get a nice army behind those giants and then rage them up, they can be really effective. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode, and as always, take care, guys.